What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Nidge Plays F1 2015. And this was actually intended to be a career mode series that I wanted to do, but unfortunately, which is really annoying, there is actually no career mode option on the game. So I thought, instead of doing a career mode where I create myself and work my way through the ranks, I thought, you know what, my favourite driver is Jenson Button. Let's take Jenson Button, let's take McLaren back up to the top where they used to be. So we're going to be doing a season with McLaren, with Jenson Button as the driver, and hopefully we can return the glory days. Now, the way I like to play F1, just as a heads up, I like to have the difficulty on expert, but I do have some of the assists on. The way I like it, so it's realistic in the fact that if you've got a slower car, you're not going to be racing at the front. So don't expect me to be like challenging at the front with Hamilton and Rosberg, because that is going to be extremely difficult to do. You should be seeing a semi-realistic grid position where I'm always looking to get into the points, and it will be amazing, I think, as a season objective to get in the top sort of 8, top 6 maybe at the end of the season, points wise. It varies track to track how good I am on this. I mean, I would never say I'm amazing on the game, but some of the tracks, like Australia, the first track, actually I do know fairly well, and then there's some like Monaco that I don't know very well at all. Well, Monaco's a bad example because I know it, I'm just awful on it, but there are some tracks that I don't know at all, and there's some tracks that I know quite well. But the way I thought I'd do this series is I thought I'd show you my best practice lap first, because we've got it on practice, one-shot qualifying, and then a 25% race, which is around about, I think it's usually between sort of 15 to 20 laps for each track, depending on the track length, obviously. But yeah, I thought I'd show you my quickest practice lap, because on the tracks that I don't know in particular, I will be doing a lot of practice laps to make sure I'm not too off the place, because on expert they are fucking quick. We'll do the one-shot qualifying, so you'll see that, and then you'll see the highlights from the race, depending on what's going on. I think I'll probably always show like the first half of the first lap, and then depending on what goes on in the race, then you'll see bits and bobs, sort of the finish, any incidents, that kind of stuff. But like I say, Australia is a track that I know pretty well, and I was hoping to get sort of top 5 if I could by the end of the race, whether that be sort of a mid-top 10 qualified and then work my way up, or like a really bad qualifying. I don't know what I'm trying to explain here, but basically I wanted to come in the top 5 at the end of the race, and it looked like we actually had decent pace in practice. You'll see actually that Alonso, who's our partner, is doing terribly bad. I think he actually comes about 17th in practice. So I assume that means that we're doing incredibly well, and that Alonso's not doing really bad. So maybe we are performing way above expectations. After I just said it should be realistic, I don't know. But for me, when you're in McLaren, you should always be aiming to get in the points, and perhaps even top 5, maybe the odd podium here and there. But this is coming to the end of our practice lap. Like I said, it was a pretty tidy lap. We're never going to be keeping up with the likes of Hamilton and Rosberg, because their cars are just so much quicker than ours. I mean, the power they've got there in the straights in particular is absolutely scary. You'll see in the qualifying, because you get like a ghost car, it's just impossible to match them. But there's the standings after practice. You can see we do manage to get 6th place, which I was really happy with, but we're behind the teams you expect us to be behind, really. Mercedes, Ferrari. We managed to sandwich ourselves in between a Williams and a Red Bull, which was pretty nice, really, because Red Bulls are a car that you expect to be up there. Like I say, you can see there Alonso down in 14th in practice, sorry, not 17th, which isn't the best. But you can see now we're jumping into one-shot qualifying. Of course we're going for the option tyre, because that's the quickest tyre. You'll see as well here, now like I explained before, you get a ghost car, and that ghost car will be Hamilton, and you can just see he's just so much quicker than us. And it's not the best lap in the world, actually, this isn't, to be completely honest with you. I do screw up a couple of times, and it just cost us valuable time in the qualifying. But one thing I want to ask you, hopefully you like the way I'm going to organise this, like I say, with one quickest lap practice, qualified, and then highlights. Hopefully that'll be okay for you. I don't think you want to be seeing the whole race because it's so long. You can see I went pretty wide there, which is pretty cool. Camera wise, my face cam, I don't know where to put it. I'm thinking bottom left, because in all of the corners of the screen there seems to be pretty important things. I mean, top left you've got times and position, which you obviously want to see. Top left, sorry, you've got splits and position. Top right, you've got your lap times and what lap you're on, which is obviously also pretty important. Bottom right, you've got speed, which I think you'd probably want to see. And bottom left, we've got the map of the track. So I figured, you know what, we'll put it in bottom left. Let me know if you want to see it somewhere else. You can see I do horribly there. Nearly completely take out the cone on that corner. Got a bit lucky, to be honest. But you can see Hamilton, he's a good second ahead at this point. Just can't keep up with him at all. I mean, look at that. That's terrible right there. It's not the best lap. Still pretty quick, like I say, I'm really pretty competent around Australia. It's a track that I know really well. It's the first one on the calendar. and so it's one that gets done the most, if you understand what I mean. So when you're starting up a career, even if you don't finish it and get to the end tracks, you're always going to be doing Australia, and like I say, I know it pretty well. You can see we get so close to the wall there in that last corner, but we're slamming on that DRS now as we come across the line. Hamilton putting in an absolutely incredible lap time there. I think it was a 1:29 maybe, if I remember correctly, but you can see Jensen's pretty happy with it, so I was pretty happy with it. You can always tell, because at this top point in time, you don't know where you've come, but you can tell by his reaction that it's good, and Jensen is happy with that, which is rare to see. And Hamilton, 1:28.2 he put in, which is absolutely crazy. We come in 6th, so we were pretty consistent, 6th in practice and 6th in qualifying, which was pretty nice. I mean, that's a lot better than what I expected. Like I say, I'm always going to be scrapping for the points, but I expect to be scrapping in the sort of 10th to 8th, maybe 10th to 7th, and hopefully on tracks that I'm really good around we can get a bit higher up. But this is the race day now. I think it's 15 laps around here, maybe 18 laps, so it's not the shortest in the world. The strategy you'll see that we pick in the moment is the recommended one, which is the one-stop strategy where we're on the quicker tyre afterwards, I believe that's right. Don't quote me on that one though, but it's the one-stop strategy either way. You can see the grid popping up now. You can see Alonso, he was 17th, he was in qualifying that practice, so he was absolutely dreadful for McLaren Honda. I don't know, like I said, if that means we're performing way above expectations or that was just awful from him. But here's the grid now, the top 10. You've got Ricciardo, Massa, ourselves, then Bottas. Up the top then you've got Raikkonen, Vettel, Rosberg and Hamilton on pole. Of course it would be those two leading the line, because they're just, that car this year and last year has just been absolutely crazy. But we're at the start grid now, about to go green, 15 laps it is. And you can see straight off the mark, I felt like we had a good start, but Felipe Massa comes absolutely blasting past us down the left hand side. We tried to get him on the inside, try and hold him off, but we just can't manage to do that. And we then already have lost a place, which is an absolute pain in the arse. You're going to see the first couple of laps of this race, and there's actually a crazy incident, which is, you'll see it in a second, but you can see, this is why I like Expert. The racing is so close. I actually cut the corner a little bit there, got lucky not to get a warning for that one, it wasn't taken very well. And again there, like I say, at the start, it is just absolutely crazy because the grid is so tight, and you just don't want to be crushing into the car in front because full damage is on here as well, so we don't want to be forced to pit in. But at the same time, you've got to watch behind you. You can see I'll carefully flip the stick back to see behind me. I think it's Ricciardo that's putting me under some pressure, and like I say, the racing is super close. And at the moment, we're just going around the third sector, trying to get some pressure onto Massa to try and get that position back, but because, like I say, we've not got the quickest car on the grid with the McLaren, it is like, especially for the top end, it's never going to be keeping up with another pole corner there from me. You're never going to be keeping up with Hamilton and Rosberg or the Ferraris really, and even the Williams seem to have a lot more pace than us, and that's exactly what Massa's in. I think it's Williams anyway. We took that one pretty well, took a little bit of time out to us. We're coming into, like, I think on Australia, my first sector's good. My second sector's quite good, but then the third, I think it's split into 4 sectors, maybe 3, but it's the bit where there's that quick chicane. I really stuck around that bit. That's by far my slowest part of the track. As you can see though, Hamilton getting a 133 on the initial lap, which isn't too bad at all, being that's from a standing start. And again, you can see Ricciardo's putting under lots of pressure from behind. Took that really well though, actually pulled a little bit out on Ricciardo, I believe, and gained in on Massa, but you can see his straight line speed is just too good for us. We just can't. It feels like we catch him up a little bit on the corners. I mean, look at that, we've absolutely reeled him in there, but then as soon as we get a little bit of open stretch, he just pulls away again. We take that corner really nicely, and as you can see, we are right to his backside, putting him under loads and loads of pressure. Took that really well, and we are literally bumper to bumper at this point, and this is why I love this game. The duels you can get with other players, it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, you can have some outstanding races on this for excitement, and like I say, the pressure's on him, the pressure's on me, it's just absolutely crazy. But we go around this corner, get really close to Massa again there. As we come around, you'll see he starts to pull away again. He's got that straight line speed, as I just mentioned. I have a quick check behind me now. Look, you can see Ricciardo's on the inside, and then disaster. Absolute disaster. Let me know in the comments, is that my fault or is that Ricciardo's fault? Because I don't think I did anything wrong there. You'll see a couple of replays. He just catches me on the inside. I've got to turn to the left because it's a left-hand turn. But absolutely crazy. The first race of the season, it's going to be a DNF, 0 points, absolute kicking the balls after we did so well in qualifying and so well in practice and all that stuff. I was really hoping for a positive result there, but absolute carnage there. Ricciardo smashing into us, couldn't recover it. We hit the one more, then smashed into the other one, and there was just, we lost a tyre. There was no coming back from that, unfortunately. But like I say, let me know in the comments down below if you thought that was my fault, because I didn't think I did anything wrong there. Whether you thought it was Ricciardo's fault or whether you think it's just, you know, racing incident, that kind of stuff happens. But hopefully we won't be seeing too much of that in future races. But anyway, that is going to bring the end this first episode. It was a bit shorter than I expected it to be because of that crazy incident. Hope you're going to enjoy the series. Let me know what you think of the camera position as well. I think bottom left's probably best. Let me know if you would disagree or agree. And yeah, I'll speak to you all in the next video. Nidge out.